Hey guys, I want to make a video about all of the dreams that I've been having because I find them, you know, to be pretty important. So I don't know if I've shared before about this dream that I had about this like football stadium, this field, but I'm gonna say it again anyhow. So there is this big stadium of people, right, like a football field, right, with like bleachers, and there's these performers in the middle, kind of like the Super Bowl, right? Just singing and dancing, right? And everybody's paying attention to these people, but I'm in this like abandoned like this like warehouse building or something. And I'm going through this building, and I see these two women that look like celebrities sitting in the window, right? And they go, "Shh, I think she heard us." Right? And I'm like, "What?" So I didn't hear what they were saying, but I knew whatever they were talking about was like evil. Like it was not good, whatever it was. So I go back out, and I run into some people in this building, right? There's very few people in this like abandoned building that I'm going through. And some of them I even recognized. But I see some of these people, and I'm like, "Look, I know I sound crazy, okay? But Jesus Christ is returning." And I'm showing them, and in my dream, half of the sky is light and half of the sky is dark. And I'm pointing up at the sky, say, "Look, look up. Jesus Christ is coming." Right? And they all just keep looking at me like they don't understand what I'm saying. Like my mouth is just moving to them, and they're just looking at me like I'm nuts. I'm like, "Look up, like look at the sky." And all these other people that are at this, stadium watching all these performers, they're so infatuated with watching these performers, these famous people, that they're not even paying attention to the sky that's right above them, right? And they didn't even hear me. They weren't even anywhere near me. But these people, even the people that were near me in this abandoned building, they just kind of looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language, right? And I was like, "Look up, like Jesus is coming." So that was my first very like important dream, and that's why like I've been very adamant about his return, because I know it to be true. Because God reveals dreams to some of his people, right? And maybe if you ask for dreams, you will receive them. Now that dream specifically I didn't ask for, you know, but Lord reveals things to me in my dreams sometimes, and they mean something. So lately I've been asking the Lord, like, "Lord, like, please give me dreams. Like, I want to see you," right? So this was maybe a couple weeks ago. I had a dream that said, "Lord, can you allow me to see you? Because I just want to see you. Can you like show yourself to me in a dream?" And I had a very vague dream, and all I can remember in that dream is that I have is silver jingle bells, right? Like silver jingle bells on my ankle, right? Like my left ankle. And so I'm like thinking, I'm like, "Lord, like what does this mean?" And then I start thinking about back in the day, right? When before the veil was torn, the high priest would go behind the holies of holies, and they would put bells on his ankle, right? So the high priest that would go and do his ceremony for the forgiveness of sins for people, only certain people were allowed to go behind the veil in the holies of holies and do their ceremony for God, and some of them were struck dead, which is why they put bells on their ankles, in case they stopped jingling around, they would just, pull them back on the chain. But I was like, "Lord, what does this mean?" I immediately thought of like a high priest going like back behind the holies of holies, right? And like I've been accepted into a royal priesthood. And I was like, "Wow, Lord. Like really? Me? Like me?" And I think he wiped it like from my memory. I think I visited him, and I think he wiped it from my memory, because I also remembered, "Blessed are those who believe in me and haven't seen me," right? Just like that guy in Kentucky said, "He's everywhere. You can see him." But I told him, blessed are those who believe in him and don't see him, because I asked the Lord to, like, I seek your face. You know, and I think that he didn't reveal his face to me because he knows that I walk by faith and not by sight. And he knows whether he reveals his face to me or not, that I still believe in him. So he gave me this dream about the silver jingle bells on my ankles. Then I also started thinking about, like, horses, right? And I always compare myself to a wild stallion, right, for Christ. Like, and sometimes I go the wrong way, and, you know, until the Lord's like, get over here, girl. You know what I mean? And I'm really stubborn, and which is why I compare myself to a wild stallion. But he uses that drive, that passion as a good thing in me, because I'm driven by a passion for him. And although sometimes I'm stubborn, like I was like, I'm going to get to Tennessee, whether I have to hitchhike there, Lord, you know, because I'm impatient. But he admires my passion. You know, and I started thinking about horses, how they have bells on them, right? But not like war horses, but horses that are used for a nobler cause, right? And my sister started talking about how slaves used to have bells on their ankles, right? And I said, well, I'm a slave for Christ. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a slave to anybody else, because he finally released me from bondage. So what's crazy is then I have this other dream. This was when I was in Tennessee. I think this was May 1st. And I have this dream, and I'm on this bus, right? And I see the number 777 on the bus. And I'm like, I just remember, like, there was a bus full of people, and I just remember feeling really happy. I just remember feeling happy, you know? And I'm riding on this bus, and I just feel really happy. And all I remember is somebody saying, just enjoy the ride, right? And I'm like, okay. And that was one of the nights, like, before I went to sleep, I said, Lord, please give me a dream. So I wake up and I say, Lord, what does this mean? And I think about playing slots at the casino, right? How you hit 777, right? How you hit the lottery, right? You're a billionaire, right? What he was trying to tell me is, girl, you hit the lottery, right? I hit the lottery. The lottery is Jesus Christ. The lottery winning is eternal salvation. That is our prize. Do you understand the dream? So then I looked up 777 in Hebrew. It's really cool. And you guys can look it up yourself. But then, as I was coming back on the Greyhound bus, I had another dream. It was very short, very vague. But I was praying for that guy that was praying on me, Preying. I was Praying for him. I was praying for him, and he was praying on me, right? But I was like, Lord, please release this man, you know, and let him know, like, obviously he knows the truth and he's fighting for the wrong side. But anyhow, so I'm praying for this guy, and I'm sitting beside this warlord or warlock, whatever they're called. I don't even care. Their name is so insignificant to me, but I fall asleep, and I'm sleeping, and all I remember hearing is some guy say, God bless her. And I'm saying, no, God bless you. You know? And I just remember hearing that and just feeling so comforted. And when I woke up on the bus, I was like, wow, Lord. You know? And I thought about, like, all of the struggles that guy had been putting me through. Like, I had just been praying and praying and praying consistently until I fell asleep. And I just heard somebody say, God bless her. And I think it was Jesus' voice. God bless her. God has been blessing me innumerably. And he's been revealing a lot of things to me through dreams. So my walk with Christ has been insane so far. Like, honestly, I'm missing, like, so many details. There is so much that has happened by the time I went to Tennessee and came home. Like, it's hard to even explain, but this is, you know, the basics of it. The Lord is returning, and the Lord is revealing things to people in dreams, right? And if you seek him diligently, he will reward you. So, And also, I don't know if I can find it quick, but I wanted to read something because, and this is a hard truth in the Bible that most people need to hear. Let me see. Okay. It says, "Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? Then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Therefore, whosoever heareth these things of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock." So, and the rains descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat up upon the house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Right? But it also says, "Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in threat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way that leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." Like that guy that sat beside me, saying he was Catholic. "Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them." So not everybody that calls upon the Lord, not everybody that says they believe in Jesus Christ is your friend, guys. Not everybody. Right? Even the demons believe and shudder. So we just have to beware. This is a spiritual warfare that we are fighting. And the way to eternal salvation is very narrow. It is so straight and narrow. And there are few be it that find it. So, these are the hard truths. I used to preach a very perverted gospel, and I used to preach something that wasn't the truth, but I didn't realize I had spirits attached to me, right? And I got delivered by multiple spirits when I went to this tent revival. So, if you guys feel like you have any oppression, if you feel hurt, if you feel depression, self-mutilation, powers of witchcraft, anything, if you need freed, I encourage you to go to this tent revival in Smyrna, Tennessee. And you won't be disappointed. So, you can get drunk on the Holy Ghost there, but you just have to have faith. So, that's all I have to share for today, and thank you guys for listening. God bless.